Today, me and Ryan rate our top 10 parkour maps. What one will be first? Let's find out. Coming in at number 10 is the map Flame. It's quite a fun map to play. It's not too difficult, but yet not too easy. It's good for people like Ryan who aren't great at parkour.
Wow.
I'd give it 5 out of 10.
I agree. I think that this is quite a fun map to play on. You can easily jump between all the different parts. Definitely a different array of jumps and complexity. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Coming in at number 9 is Maze Run. As said by the title, it's a, maze run at the start. It's the only map which has a maze, I'm pretty sure. It's a map by Jane, which means it's kind of difficult. It's quite an interesting course. You have jumps like the stored jump that I don't really see in any other maps, I'm pretty sure. I would overall give this a 6 out of 10.
Now, the fact that this has a maze right at the beginning is already unique and adds sort of a distraction to the rest of the map because you feel like you're having to go through the maze to complete the course. But actually, that's not the case. When you get out of the maze, of course, you then have a completely different set of jumps, and those can be quite challenging. So it's definitely a moderate course as SkyBlade rates it, and overall I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
Coming in at number 8 is the map Islands. It looks at the start, when you haven't played it before, it looks very difficult. But SkyBlade rates it a moderate, and once you begin playing it, you realise that it's actually not too difficult, and once you figure out the route, you are set to go. It's got some quite easy jumps, and it can just show the make in parkour. I would give this map a 6 out of 10.
Now, I think that this course is incredibly creative. The fact that you're jumping between all these different biomes and you just sort of get an entire overview sort of Minecraft as you're going through each biome. You've got the desert, the snow, the plains, etc. It genuinely does give you this nice classic Minecraft feel as you're playing. It does make use of a lot of the parkour features with the jump boost effect, and for that, overall I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Coming in at number 7 is the course SkyBlade. It is an exact replica of the old SkyBlade hub parkour. It is the little area like where you start the parkour, leading all the way up to where the tree starts and where you went on the tree to get to the island to get your reward. I think it is incredible that it's exactly block-to-block replica of it. Although yes, I cannot even make the second jump, neither can Ryan, I would still give it a 7 out of 10.
Now, of course, yes, this map gives that classic, unique, nostalgic SkyBlade feel. I mean, it's even got the old SkyBlade sign as well, which just adds to it even more. It gives players the ability to play the old parkour, even if they didn't have the opportunity to play it with the old hub. And for that on its own, that's just a pro against it all. So for that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Coming in at number 6 is the map Nostalgia. Now, for those of you who don't know, all of these maps in this course are based off of a previous parkour game mode called Dash. Now, it was on the old SkyBlade. Unfortunately, Ryan removed it like a week after I joined. I still haven't forgiven him for that.
You're welcome.
And he replaced it with this parkour instead, which...
Much better.
No.
Oh no!
I prefer Oh, dash.
Well, okay, I'll boot up SkyBlade Bedrock. You can have the IP for it, and it can just be you playing on your own.
Thanks.
You can have Dash all to yourself.
It's just a throwback to, I don't know how many Dash maps were there.
I think 4 in total.
It's a way for people who never played Dash to know what the courses look like, and for those of people who actually played Dash to remember how painful it was to complete Ryan's parkour.
I agree.
I would give this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, just echoing what Jay Play said, this is definitely a way to be able to play Dash again and relive the game. The fact that it is basically a one-to-one of each of the maps, including the jumps and the actual theming as well, with some slight upgrades actually in regards to things like the walls and the floor, definitely adds to that and creates a sort of unique twist on the game that we once had. So I definitely enjoy it for that reason, and we'll give it a 7 out of 10. Oh, this one. Oh god, I have nightmares about this one.
Coming in at number 5 is Dimensions. Again, another map by Jane, which means the parkour is physically impossible. It's got some jumps that you generally don't see in any other parkour maps, unless they're by Jane. They have like Ender Dragon head jumps, which are stuff which I don't think anybody else has used. It's got some quite challenging jumps, which Ryan can't do. He's going to fail this.
I didn't even press on the start. I'll go all the way back to the beginning.
Overall, I quite like it. It's got a mix of challenging in it, but also it's quite fun to go around, as it's got the end dimension, but it's also got the nether, as you can see over there, and then it's got the like Ender Dragon head jumps too, along with some what looks like difficult ladder jumps, but actually they are quite easy. I will give this an 8 out of 10.
Well, I can definitely assure you that at one point I did complete this course. Might have been about 10 years ago, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, the attention to detail on this map is really good. Switching between each of the dimensions, the jumps are difficult to say the least, but that doesn't reflect badly on the theme. Overall, unfortunately, due to the complexity, I will give it a 4 out of 10, but that's just my score based on the fact that I can't always complete it, especially the first couple of jumps.
Coming in at number 4 is The Lab by The Goo. This is my first time playing it, but it is easy to trick people. You think, oh look, it's a normal parkour, you have to go all the way over there. Wrong. Actually, the parkour is down here, and it's quite difficult. For all the effort Goo's put in that for this map, I think it's quite nice. As it's my first time playing, I don't have many opinions on it, but I'd say it's a 8 out of 10.
Well, this map, this course rather, isn't just a course, it's an adventure. And it takes you down different paths that you wouldn't otherwise expect. And that is a huge creative element about this. I love the fact that you go through secret tunnels and you've got different characters almost with their signs as if they're talking to you, and they guide you through this course almost like it's an adventure. And so for that, I'm going to give it a rating of 8 out of 10.
Coming in at number 3 is Random. It's TNT run in parkour. It's like you have to run quite quickly. If you even stop for a second, that's it, you're falling off into the void. It's quite... Thank you for the example. Oh wait, no, you can't trust all the blocks here. Some are safe, but some aren't. And I'd say for all the features he's used in this course, it really is quite good. Now, the first room is quite difficult, I'd say, but the rest of the rooms, they look quite good. The jumps are tricky, but he's put loads of detail into the rooms. You touch the wrong block, you die or fall into the void. And I'm currently making Ryan do laps around. I would give this a 9 out of 10.
Now, this map uses pretty much everything parkour has to offer. It uses the elytra, it uses disappearing blocks, it uses the lot, and that is definitely a high scoring course if you make use of everything. The attention to detail is phenomenal, and it is just so original and unique. It genuinely, the first time I played this, I struggled, but at the same time, I very much enjoyed the sort of trip through the entire course because it's just, well, it's huge when you see it from the outside. And for that reason, just overall, for me, it gets a 8 out of 10.
Coming in at number 2 is Super Mario. This map, I love it. Now, it's kind of set out like a course that you would see in a Mario game. You know, you have your jumps, you have the checkpoint flags, and you have like the pipes. Yeah, it just shows the kind of stuff that you can actually make in parkour. Shows how creative you can be. What you can make. Personally, it's my favourite map. It's got the use of all of the elytra, levitation, etc. And with the new update of elytra, it's like there's a good, easy way to skip like to the end part of the course and all of that. Yeah, I'd say it's quite similar to a Mario course, and I would personally give it a 9 out of 10.
So first and foremost, the fact that this is based off Mario is pretty insane. It gives you that 2D retro style, which is definitely not seen on any of the other maps, to my knowledge anyway. It sort of makes you feel like you're playing Mario, but 3D, and that definitely is a plus. Overall, the jumps aren't exactly majorly difficult, which means you can sort of breeze through this without major complexity. And it's just a really, really enjoyable map to play on. So overall, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
Coming in at number 1 is probably most people's favourite course on SkyBlade. It's had events, it's had constant updates, it's got amazing detail. Everywhere you look, full of blocks, detail, everything. I still prefer the Mario one, but I think due to the popularity of this and how much other people have liked it, etc., I would give this map number 1. And I would rate it a 9.5 out of 10.
So this map it has a lot of narrow lanes. It almost makes it feel like it goes on forever, but of course there is an end goal to it. There's so much to it. You go through all these different stages, and there's sort of patterns as you go along, as you're jumping through leaves, and then you've got caves as well, and you sort of go through different sort of areas, and it just feels so natural and I suppose just clean and fresh and also very welcoming as well. It's sort of like the course that people should play on when they first join parkour to get a sort of idea of the possibilities you can actually have with making a course. You've obviously not got the traditional jump to jump. You've got a lot of water, you've got a lot of jumping between trees. So it definitely changes things and shake things up to a traditional parkour map. Overall, the jumps aren't necessarily that difficult, so it's a nice play through of the map, and so it gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me.
That was the top 10. A couple of them may not have been in order. Overall, all maps on Skyblade are amazing if you can actually complete them. I still prefer Dash, but you know.
Yeah, so it's worth mentioning that even though these are our top 10, there are a great array of maps on here, and these should definitely be some of the first maps that you play on when you join parkour, because it just gives you the sense of all the different possibilities that you can get with this game mode. So you're not limited to just jumping between two different blocks. You could genuinely have all sorts going on, and yeah, you can really get a creative mindset by playing these maps before making one yourself.
And that was the top 10, in our opinion, best parkour maps.